Gather round, once and all, to the Thailand video that I've finally done. So, hello everybody. It's been a while. I've been around Southeast Asia for 8 months. Very good travels, you know, doing some backpacking. Went through Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Japan. I don't think I missed anything off there. Been a good old time. Today, I thought I'd take you through my trip through Thailand because, of course, you're gonna start the videos where the first country was. I am rambling. I will say, I do have 1,000,001 stories, so this video is not going to go through all those stories. By the way, the videography on this video is awful. There are a lot of videos of me staring at the concrete, and you will get a lot of videos of traffic. So I really hope you like cars and tuk-tuks. So, let's start with Bangkok, which is also my favourite verb. I landed in Wᴇɪʀᴅ Airport. That's a terrible pronunciation of that place name. I got on the train. Funny little story for you. I stood on the train, sat down. The moment I sat down, a Thai woman decided, do you know what? I'm going to stand up and sit at the other side. I was like, ah, lovely. Xenophobia. My favourite pastime. And then she looks to another Thai woman and then proceeds to do the sign for somebody smelling and saying farang. And I'm like, ah, I know that word. That word means foreigner. Great. I smell like who'd have thought after a 14-hour flight? Wow. Thank you. Anyway, so I'm walking to the hostel in my jeans.
I have no idea what pushed me to wear jeans in this humid ass weather. The expensive this Gotta say, so far, I've had scooters not even the path, in fact. Here comes one now. Scooters on the path! Fucking road laws are just a suggestion, apparently. This is insane.
I was sweating my tits off, and one thing I didn't realise, there are cockroaches everywhere. Cockroaches. Little things that I've never seen in my life. Only seen them in media. I saw them in that marriage movie with Ashton Kutcher. That already turned me off. I did not like that. Another thing I noticed. There are lizards everywhere. Very cool animal. I didn't think I'd see a monitor lizard in my life. Nor did I think I'd see it going down to a cafe in Thailand. I'm very happy with this. There are also dogs everywhere. I mean, I think I spent most of my time going, doggy, doggy, look at the doggy. That's most of these videos is going to be there. Or if you're lucky, you might get a cat in there too, but most of them were pictures. One of the cool things that I did in Bangkok, I took a boat tour, which is quite ironic because I cannot swim, which will become a common theme throughout this series. On this boat tour, I got to see this giant golden Buddha. It was very cool, very huge. I am a terrible descriptor. I am impressed though that the Thai people could get that much gold into just this giant statue. I don't know why they did it, but you could see it from halfway across Bangkok, so I'm quite impressed. Then we went to go see some other temple thing. Very cool, very huge. Architecture's great. I am not the person to give you the history behind this stuff. I see pretty thing, go oonga boonga. I want to see pretty thing and take picture because I am tourist. That's just how my life is when I'm traveling. We got to see some cool houses. One other thing that we went to go see was a floating village. I didn't know what to expect from a floating village, to be honest. I was picturing like a sky island, like from One Piece. That's not quite what it is. It's just a load of boats
beautiful day
surrounding a village.
We're feeding the fish!
I'm not going to pretend like I was slightly disappointed, but I think what I was picturing was gravity defying, so some great pictures out of it though, I'll be honest. I mean, look at this video. I do apologise for the terrible video skills. I'm not the best. Suck it up, pussy. One of my favourite things of travelling, walking around. I do a lot of that. I got in at least 20k steps a day, just walking around, going through very narrow streets, nearly being killed by bikes. There are a lot of really random videos that I did. There's one here of me trying fermented milk for the first time.
It's like Yakult. It's quite nice.
One of the crazy parts about Bangkok, my hostel, it was opposite Khao San Road. Now, to those who don't know what Khao San Road is, well you see, it's a collection of alcohol, ketamine, pushy Thai ladies giving you massages, and scorpion dealers. And by scorpion dealers, they cook them up and feed you them, and you need to have at least 5 pints in you to even remotely consider that, because there was no way I was going to do that as a sober man.
Seems I made a friend. Hey, what is it? Hey.
I will say as well, ants. Very strange thing. I don't know why I have so many videos of ants. I'm fascinated by ants. There's probably an autistic trait in there somewhere. They're very cool, very big. Very scary. There are some really big leaf-cutter ones in the next place. We'll go through that in a second. But they are huge and scary and very different to the UK ones. I don't think the powders we use here are going to work on them. I think most of my time was spent in cafes, restaurants. I was hiding in my hostel for a good bit. When I landed, there was a moment in my bed where I was just staring at, because it was like a little pod, and I was just laying there staring at the ceiling of this pod like, what am I doing here? I have come from an introverted society, a very introverted time in my life where I'm playing League of Legends every day. What am I doing? I can't speak to people. I don't want to go into a restaurant by myself. I can't do this. I want to go home. Oh, but wait, I don't have a return flight. How much is a return flight? At least £1,000. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to suck it up, pussy, and go out and speak to some people. And guess what I did the next morning? I slapped myself in the face. I did exactly that. Anyway, Wᴇɪʀᴅ, a very cool place, surrounded by cliffs. My hostel was opposite a mosque. I didn't realise there were so many Muslims here. What a great place. A society with Muslims and shawarma. That's a good society if ever I've heard one. I spent most of my money at that food stall. Such good food. I took another boat top, this time out into the ocean. We went to the PP Islands. Don't care if that's not how it's pronounced. Shut up. Went to my first island, had some hermit crabs. Hermit crabs are very cool. They're just crabs with little houses, like a snail compared to a slug. I like it. Next island was technically not more of an island and more of like cliffs and mountains. It was more for a swimming area, but that's fine. Remember, I can't swim, so this was kind of pointless. But the oceans were blue as balls, and not turquoise if anything. Very cool. So amazing pictures, videos, yet again. Really recommend this part.
Damn. Beautiful out here, man. Look at this in England.
Then there was snorkeling. Again, I can't swim, but they had life vests, so I was forced by a Canadian guy to jump in. Quite thankful for that, because it was a very good time. Very happy with myself. So yes, I got to see some very tropical fishes, tried punching them, tried slapping them. Yes, I'm an awful person, but it was very fun. Quite enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the James Bond island was closed. Why have I changed accents? It was closed, and I was not very happy about that, but I've never seen James Bond, so it's fine. I think I've seen Goldfinger maybe once. Not my area of expertise, honestly, if it's not anime. I then hung around with that Canadian guy that forced me to swim, and a married couple. We spent time having some good food, some good times, chilling, talking about some random crap like travels, future plans, life back home, Yugoslavia, that sort of thing, you know? Then, when my time was up with them, it was solo time. I went to a local temple, found it on Google Maps. Best way to find things, honestly. Just check the reviews, there might be admission fee. Not for this thing I did. I went rogue. I went to a temple that you had to climb up to. It took me about 15 minutes and I was dead by the end. Got to the top, met this Spanish man. Very nice Spanish man. Very handsome Spanish man. Chiseled jaw, great beard. He was in his early 40s, late 30s. I want to be that man when I grow up. He spoke maybe 7 or 8 words of English. I speak about 30 words of Spanish. 20 of those are numbers. Please don't test me on those. I usually up around 14. We got to the top. We were speaking, you know, having some good old chats with the limited language that we have. He then pointed to his Google Maps and said he was going to another temple. I joined him because, you know, I was sick of me being strict to myself, being like, oh, this could be a safety issue. Nah. We go with this Spanish man wherever he takes me. If he takes me to a back alley, that's my own fault. We'll have sex. 50 minutes later, we arrive at its temple. This temple, very cool. Monkeys everywhere. I'm yet to see a wild monkey, so this was a new experience for me. These little feral they just attack any woman that comes nearby. Little I'm telling you. Very cool though. So we're climbing to the top of this mountain. Very cool. Very green. You can see this video here. It's beautiful. Hear all the birds, the monkeys screaming. Oh, so cool. Get to the top, and there's just monks living everywhere in little huts. There's only a few of them. We're paying our respects, you know, being quiet. We're standing there, hands together, pretending like we're praying, like we know what we're doing. We see one monk. Oh my god, dude is a monk. That's cool. I've seen those in movies and TV shows. Close our eyes, praying. And then all I hear is, emergency, emergency. You know that TikTok song? Yes, he was watching TikTok on his phone, watching women change into different outfits. I'm not happy with that. He broke my immersion. So with that, we saw the rest of the houses and the huts, went to the bottom. We got some kebab back on the way to the hostel. That was it. That was all she wrote. I've got him on Facebook. It's good enough for me. Final day that I spent in Wᴇɪʀᴅ. I went to the beach, I chilled, I did some drawing because I wanted to improve my drawing skills before I came back, so my animations didn't look like ass. I mean, it slightly worked. You guys can tell me that in the comments. There was some Spanish people poking at something, and I noticed, it's a pufferfish. I've never seen a pufferfish. This was very cool. This is a very exotic animal, yet again. So they come over, they give me the stick, and they're like, pause, pause, pause. And I was like, you don't speak English. I was like, no, they were just speaking in Spanish. I'm like, I don't speak enough Spanish. I now felt morally obliged to not look like an ass and try telling them, no, this is wrong to use a dead animal for photos. I caved under societal pressure, who'd have thought? For the most part, I sat there drawing, getting offered fruit from Thai women offering me massages. Durians, they stink like shit. Never again will I be having one of those. I also don't like the texture, but I'm not really good with fruit anyway. And then, after that, I went on another boat tour, but this time, it's kayaking. I haven't kayaked since high school. Really early high school. Again, I also can't swim. Why are all these water-based activities where I could possibly die if I fall in? I'm kayaking by myself. We're going around these swamps with this Australian woman who's, I think she's 52. Who am I saying no to an Australian MILF? She was the only person on the tour. It was great. We got to see some Thai cave paintings. Very cool, very historical, very cultural. And also got to see some signs of poisonous animals and snakes. Not so great, but cool nevertheless. We got to see some crabs that are on like the mangroves. Chilling little dudes. Very cool. But scarier than the poisonous animals was the conversation I had at lunch. We sat down. We got given some rice dish. I don't know the name of it. And we're talking with the Australian woman. And she's like, I don't like that there's these Muslims and Indians around in this area. I was like, whoa, racism at the table. I'm in Thailand. You are a person in another country. You cannot be racist. But then again, you're an older Australian woman, of course you are. So that was the end of that tour. Final thing I did in Wᴇɪʀᴅ, there was a night market. Very cool night market. Got to see a fire show with my shitty videography skills I will show you now. We got to have some fruit smoothies. There was a dancer on stage and some pretty mid food. Some fried squid that I was given that I couldn't chew and couldn't eat, so I had to slyly throw it away without showing the chef. And that was my time in Wᴇɪʀᴅ. Okay, now we're on to Chiang Mai, my favourite place in the world. Well, okay, maybe second or third. Because I went to Japan, so nothing really beats that, to be honest. Chiang Mai, best place in Thailand. Love it. Vibes, great. You can do partying if you want. Not what I'm doing. You can go see a ping pong show. You don't know what that is, ask your parents. Don't look it up. It's disgusting. Or you can chill. Go to a jazz bar. Go to a blues bar. That sounds good. You can have some good food. Khao soi. Khao soi is the best thing to come out of Chiang Mai. Amazing food. It's like a curry-style broth. It's got crispy noodles. It's got a piece of chicken. I think it has spring onions. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. You can't buy it anywhere else. It's amazing. Try it. Go to Thailand just for that. Very cool moment first time having khao soi because I went to a night market, as I always do in every country. And there we are. We're walking through. Oh my god, I hear I'm like, whoa, who knows my name in Thailand? That's not a Thai name. I look around, it's the Canadian guy from Wᴇɪʀᴅ. He was here to see family. We caught up for about 5 minutes while I'm hanging around with these two Belgian guys. We just stood, looking around, awkwardly, because you know they don't know this Canadian guy. So we went our ways. First thing I did in Chiang Mai, I went to an elephant sanctuary. Yeah, that's right, I got to see elephants. It was very cool, it was a very moral place. The hostel I stayed at made sure that every activity was the best. Morally and ethically, they were sound. I'm very happy with this hostel, my favourite hostel. It's no longer there. Normally, there's at least 4 shelves of brochures and flyers. This place only had 1. I was like, yo, why? Why is there only 1 shelf? There's normally loads. It's like, well, it's the same 10 activities, just with about 100 different companies. We're giving you the best ones because we vet them ourselves. Thank you. So the next 3 activities were booked through these guys. So the elephant sanctuary. We got to go see some elephants. There was a little kid elephant. Very cool. We got to walk behind him to go see the other elephants. One thing I forgot. Elephants are heavy. I was walking behind this elephant, directly behind it. It decides, I'm going to turn anti-clockwise. They turn anti-clockwise. Whilst doing that, I'm being pushed off the ledge. I'm pushing against their foot. I don't know if anybody knows this. I weigh 54 kilograms. This elephant weighs at least a ton. I'm not budging this elephant, so I'm getting knocked off the cliff. And that I did. It was a very funny moment. I was on my knees, laughing and crying at the same time. All the other people, they went with the elephants into a mud bath. Now, I didn't have a spare change of clothes right now. I didn't want to get really dirty and muddy, so not a chance is that happening. But I got some really cool photos and videos of everyone doing it. I'm happy with that. I do that at every theme park I go to. I am the token photographer of the group. Yes, with these video skills and photography skills, I'm the token photographer. It's quite a joke, right? Tea break. Good for the throat, good for the soul. I love things in my throat, wait. Next, went to a cooking school. I love cooking. I was a pizza chef for 2 or 3 years. Not the best one in the world, but I was a pizza chef. So I love cooking. We got to go around a local market. We're having the chef shows around, buying ingredients for us, with some sexual jokes and innuendos. Very funny. Yes, that vegetable does look like a penis. Haha! Then, we got to go back. He showed us around the garden. Very nice garden. Gotta say, I wish I could grow my own vegetables. But unfortunately, here in England, we're only growing onions and potatoes, because that's all we eat here. maybe a bit of beef as well, but that's about it. Oh, chicken, they love chicken. Very funny moment. The Thai chef is like, watch how fast I can chop this garlic. Cha, 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 cha. And then I'm like, then he's like, everyone else try that. Me, the chef. Cha, 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 cha. Everyone sort of looks, and I'm like, I'm a f***ing chef. Of course I can chop fast. How fast you can chop garlic and onions proves how much masculinity you have in yourself. You're all betas. I'm the best, I'm the man. Thai chef, he thinks I'm the man. He gets me up to do the next portion of the cooking, which is making sure the wok is on fire. Put some oil in there, and then he's like, we're gonna get this to heat. You're gonna put the water in. Make sure you bless the wok first though, and then poof, there's gonna be fire. Very cool. Never done that in my life. Now, a gas stove around, that's all I'm doing. Making sure everything's on fire. So he's like, 3, 2, 1, throw it in, fire! So cool. Then, on the way back, very cool moment. This really solidified my love for this guy. We're on the way back, the chef's driving us. Yes, this chef is driving us back, not the tour organizer. Interesting. He's like, can I put on some music? Everyone's like, yeah, put on the music. He puts on the music. No one's interested. I'm interested. He's just put on the Scorpions. I'm like, hell yeah, this guy's a rocker. What a guy. We're jamming out to Still Loving You. He's singing it. It's like a karaoke session in the van. What a legend. So we get back. Next day, we're going up Wᴇɪʀᴅ, which is a mountain. Very cool. There's a waterfall on the side. We went to see that waterfall. Very big. Very wet. I wore this cover. It made me look like I was supposed to be promoting safe sex. Either that or I was a colourful bin bag. It protected me nevertheless. I was not that wet after that. Normally I'm wet at everything, but not this. After we saw that, we had to go to the top of the mountain, to the peak. That's where all the good pictures are. Unfortunately, there was not enough seats, so I have to hang off the back of this Jeep-style vehicle. Very cool moment. Probably some health and safety regulations that needed to be followed there, but it's Thailand. They don't really exist, especially in food. So we get to the top, and as I told you earlier, it was kind of wet and raining. Unfortunately, that meant there were grey clouds. We could not see. We could only see the temple and the flowers. Very cool pictures, but you couldn't see any lower than that. What a great time. This taught me to always check the weather. That was the end of that. Next day. Oh, let's have a little mini side story for you. So I'm there, laying. It's bedtime, you know? I'm just chilling out after a day hanging around with two American girls, they were doing some shopping, taking me around some artisan shops. It was alright, it was nothing too special. We went our ways because they went to go partying and clubbing. I play League of Legends for a living. I'm not going partying and clubbing anytime soon. So I'm laying in bed, I'm chilling, and then I can hear, no, it was not a car doing a drift. That was my impression of the door opening. The door opens. I can hear somebody walking in. Oh, that's one of the American girls. Cool, she's home safe and sound. I hope the other one got home safe and sound because I was going to message these two. But wait, I hear, there's some heavy footsteps. Neither of those two were pretty heavy, so who the hell is this? All I then hear, because my eyes were closed, was my curtain open. And then there was some pressure on my mattress. This was a man. Not just a man, this is a man that wanted to sleep with the American girl. I don't know if you're all aware of this. I am not an American girl. So I'm like, dude, haha, I am not an American woman. Get the fuck out of my bed. And he's like, sorry. Then he crawls out, goes to the end. Within maybe 20 seconds, they start. And I'm like, oh, this was kind of an alpha move. He has basically just woke me up to listen to them having the dance with no pants. I won't go too far into this, just know, 47 seconds. That's because it was a third of the way through the Pink Floyd song that I had on my headphones. It's very funny. I was ready to turn around and go, round 2, fight. But I was still socially awkward, so there was no chance of that happening, let's be honest. Anyway, next up, some other cool things that I did. I went to go see a museum. Yeah, I'm not much of a museum guy, I can't pretend like I'm interested. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not walking around with my hands behind my back like, this is a very cultural thing, you know? I like this art piece from 1806. I can see the drab artistic style that they were trying to produce. Like, no, f*** off. I don't care. That's not me. All I want is to see, cool picture. That's it. Alright, good food. I mean, hell, I was at this coffee plantation and tea plantation. I saw some plants of the Mary Jane. That was the highlight of that trip. I'm like, haha, they're growing weed. That's funny. Also, cat. One final thing I noticed in Chiang Mai. There are geckos everywhere. Now, these are the cutest little dudes I've ever seen. They're so small, with the little black eyes, and they just run the moment you go anywhere near them. Very cool. They also eat mosquitoes. So while they're considered pests, I would argue that they are the saviours of Thailand. They're killing mosquitoes, reducing malaria. Amazing, love them. Next, pie. What kind of pie, you ask? Steak and ale. No. So a pie is a place you go if you like weed, if you like chill times, good views, and just straight up chilling out next to a rice field. That's what I did, minus the weed. I stayed at a hostel, they had hammocks, they had Yorkshire tea. I'm telling you now, the moment I saw Yorkshire tea, to the owner I was like, can I hug you? This is the best moment of my life. I'm in Thailand with Yorkshire tea. I've been drinking coffee and green tea for the most of this trip. This is sick. I was part of a group. It was me and 4 or 5 others. This was my first official traveling group that I was going to have for a day or two. Very cool. One Spanish girl, she'd broke her leg. The bone had come out of her shin. Not great, I must say. She spent most of her time in a Chiang Mai hospital. So we had to, help her around, see the sights. We went to go see a really cool canyon. Beautiful views. We're chilling. She's taking pictures of the locals with the canyons. We're all having a wonderful time. And then we had a photo shoot at another viewpoint. Also very cool. I'm not selling this place so far, am I? Well, haha, hold your horses. We went to a bar. Not just any bar. We went to a bar to have some food and some drinks. When 4 old men came on stage. These men were the coolest men alive. There were one guy on the bongos, one on the violin, one on the guitar, and one other guy on another instrument I cannot remember. These guys were the coolest. They were in the 60s, just jamming. I had to tip them at the end. They were my favourite people on the entire trip. On the way back from that bar, there was me, Spanish girl, and a Dutch girl. We don't do names because I'm not baiting anybody out. We're walking back, me and Spanish girl walking a bit further ahead because the Dutch girl needed to tie her laces. We see something moving in the middle of the street. It's a snake. You know me, I love exotic animals. I was like, yo, that's a wild snake. That's cool. And then Spanish girl's like, oh, snake. I'm like, yes, it's fine, just let it go across the street, it'll be fine. I've taken a picture, and then the Dutch girl comes up like, why, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, the snake's already gone by now, but I can show you a picture of this cool thing I saw in the middle of the road. She sees the picture. She's like, ah! And I'm like, calm down. This isn't that Yu-Gi-Oh season where all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards come to life. That snake's not coming to life. That's gone. What are you screaming for? It's a picture. Chill out. Very funny though. For the most part, I spent most of my time just chilling, drawing, not doing too much in Pai, just doing some viewpoints and food. Very cool moments. But highly recommended. Finally, Chiang Rai. This place, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't huge on this. We're gonna tone down the accent for this one. Chiang Rai was just kind of If it wasn't for the people I met, this place was just not. It just wasn't it. It's normally a one-day thing, is Chiang Rai. There's not much to say. But I'm gonna try and make this as amazing sounding as possible, so you people go. If you want to go to Laos, this is the best place to go. You can get a 3-day boat tour afterwards. We'll go over that in the next video if you guys want that. But what did I do? I stayed 3 days in Chiang Rai. Very intelligent. What is there in Chiang Rai, you ask? Well, I can hear you guys. What is there in Chiang Rai? Jack, wow! There's something called the White Temple. You're like, whoa, White Temple? All the photos you've showed so far are gold. Why is this one white? Well, you see, this is of religious and cultural importance. This was built in 1997. This is 3 years older than me. I don't know why. It's just a tourist thing. I'm very confused. Very cool though. There's some skulls and some hands. Nice architecture. Blind you. That's about it. Really nice photo shoot with a British guy I met. Then there's the Black Temple. I didn't go to this because I'm not going 50 minutes out of Chiang Rai to go take a picture of another bloody temple. That's about it in Chiang Rai. Just a few extra temples. There's a night market, we had some good food there, some local goods being sold. That's about it. So, what did I spend most of my time doing? I chilled in a group with a Russian guy, a Polish guy, and a British guy. And the highlight of the trip was our completely legal poker game. It was completely legal, I swear, Thai government. We did not do anything for money. And we most certainly did not get all of our leftover Thai coins and use them as the money for the poker game. And we most certainly did not all purposely lose in the end, so the British guy would end up with a giant bag of Thai coins. That didn't happen at all. Very funny moment, great poker game. We got told off by the staff member for being too loud. I'm sure she saw this poker game and thought, wow, illegal activities in the hostel, great. It'd have been funny if she'd have joined in, to be honest. And that, my friends, is Chiang Rai, and that's also Thailand. There is more to this country, there's many islands, there's many things like that I didn't get to go through. If you guys want to see the next video, which would be in Laos, or Lao, or how you pronounce that, please like, comment, subscribe, usual, you know the ropes. I'm more than happy. I've got at least 8 countries to go through. This has been a fun video to record. I hope I can do this more. I want to see you all in the next video, my guys. Ciao, mi amigos. Oh, this is so funny. Oh.